Good morning, traders. It's Wednesday, June 5th. The week is halfway over already. It is a little after 5:45 a.m. I'm Jonathan van Clute with Stock Navigators. Quick reminder to make sure you hit that thumbs up button, give us a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to be kept up on what we've got cooking in the very near future. And if you've got any comments, questions, feedback, symbols you want analyzed, anything like that, throw them into the comments below, and I will gladly take a look at them, and we'll see what we can do to help you out in your trading any way we can. And with that, let's start taking a look at the markets. Looking at the ES, we've been expecting a bounce up. We have and we're in the midst of what appears to be an ABC correction. So far, this is pretty textbook. And right now we believe anyway, finishing up wave 4 of wave 5, which is wave 4 of C, and the next move down will be wave 5. So we're looking ideally for something down here, down in this range, the 38.2 to the 61.8, which is just off screen here. You can't quite read it. And we'll see just how much of it the market wants to give us. If the market is extremely weak, then yeah, it can get all the way down there. If something happens to resolve the current political climate, the current tariff issues, all that kind of stuff, then we might see buyers finally have confidence to come back in again, and maybe this only pushes down to a double bottom, something like that. But certainly at the moment anyhow, we are expecting something to the downside. This morning, it's looking like that's shaping up. We've got prices marching higher. We've got a divergent oscillator on the 60-minute. The daily MACD line has just crossed the signal line to the upside, and that, of course, is a delayed, a lagging indicator. So it took this big push up to cause that to happen, but it's just basically kissing it. It's right at it. Overall, oscillator is still below the zero line, so the bears are still in control on the daily. Of course, the 60-minute pushed up because we had the retracement here. But right now, we've got a divergence there. We've got the MACD line below its signal line, and it did come back up to kiss the signal line, but looks like it's rejected and is heading down. So right this instant anyway, looking a little bit weak this morning after a little bit of a push up overnight. So we'll have to see what the open brings, and if the buyers are confident enough to step in and start buying up this market, or if they're just too nervous. We've got some wick showing here, maybe a possible shooting star. On the daily. It's, of course, too soon to know that for sure. We would need confirmation with tomorrow's candle, or, of course, today's candle. This could change. Buyers come in this morning and push this up. We get a big bullish candle or something, then the whole sentiment will change. But right now, that's kind of what we're looking for. We're expecting this to be the wave 4, and then one more push down for wave 5, and then we can see if the buyers are willing to come in. Let's see what the open brings. Taking a look at RTY, pretty much a carbon copy scenario. Pretty much exactly the same. In fact, it is exactly the same. So same analysis. We even have the same divergence. We've got everything nearly identical. Wave 4, we're expecting a wave 5 down. So nothing really more to say there. It's exactly the same. Everything's doing exactly the same thing this morning. They're very much in sync. Crude oil has come down, and right into this previous area here of congestion from the past, and looking like it wants to hold at that level, maybe try to bounce up. It's a little unclear right now. It's more sideways than anything. Very small ranges all of a sudden. We had a doji, small range. So everything is kind of going sideways, which, it's just normal for a consolidation like this to take place. You can see it on the 60, roughly about this area here, kind of stuck, just going sideways there. But look at the oscillator. When it was coming down hard, it got all the way down to here, but now it's almost at the zero line. It's barely below the zero line at all. So certainly the bears appear to be losing their grip, and it'll be interesting to see if the buyers are ready to come into this market and start pushing it up, or if they believe that there is still further downside and don't want to step in front of it yet. Right now, price is still well below the 50 and even below the 13. So at this moment anyway, certainly on the bigger time frame, the bears are very much still in control. But the smaller time frame, you can see we're going sideways. The 50 SMA has come down and hooked around, gone completely sideways. The 13 is pretty much sideways. wiggling around a bit, but basically sideways. So right this moment anyway, just a consolidation, and need to wait for some kind of a sign of either continuation to the downside or a reversal and a break to the upside. Gold is really on a tear. It is just exploding to the upside. Not that surprising given what's been happening in the broader market, the whole flight to quality thing. Pretty standard practice when the markets are scared. But look where we're at right now. We came back down into this parallel channel, and right now are right at the top of that channel. And right this instant, anyway, in the short time frame, bit of a wick happening, a little bit of a failure, a little rejection there, and potentially a divergent oscillator. We don't have any confirmation of that yet. We would need to see price give way and pull back, and see the oscillator start to come down, and then that would give us a confirmation of that divergence. But possibly setting up for a divergence here. But we've also got, of course, this high here to get over. And if the market really were to tank today, for example, we might see buyers just continue to chase this and get out of the market and into gold. And we could break this high. And if it does, then certainly there could be further upside from there and maybe test the highs from back in 2018. So we'll just have to see if we get that this morning. Looking at this extension here, we certainly hit the 261.8 there and pulled back, and now we're ready to potentially march higher. So in fact, I'm going to get rid of that. I don't think it's real relevant anymore. So that is gold. Let's take a look at natural gas, and natural gas has come right down into this buy zone, which I had talked about many times in the past about that level being really important. And if natural gas were to break down, that would be kind of the last line of defense right there. So we're in there. We're in that area. Don't know how much down force it's going to have. Oscillator is very close to the zero line. Certainly has been getting stronger and stronger and stronger as this price has come down and gotten weaker and weaker. So it's looking like we could be putting in finally a bottom. Of course, I thought we had that already back here. We're starting to make higher highs and higher lows, but obviously we never had any confirmation because we never broke the previous lower high. So right now we're basically back in that same boat again. We don't yet know if this is the bottom. We don't have any confirmation of a confirmed lower low, which would require also confirming a break of the lower high. So we really have to get over, right now it's about this level here. So we got to climb over that in order to give us any sort of confirmation to the upside. So watch for that. We basically need to get over the 50. That's pretty much what it boils down to, is get over that 50 SMA. And if this market can do that, then there should be upside follow through to go from there. And certainly this market has gotten hammered for a long time, many years. This market has just been in a pretty steady downtrend in a big picture time frame. So intraday, just a magnified version of the same thing. Sideways right now, just going nowhere. 50 and 13 are coming together. Everything is starting to merge and just go sideways. Oscillators barely below the zero line right now. So the momentum has certainly been building. And we'll just have to see what the buyers want to do, if they are ready to step up and start buying this market, or if they're still too nervous to do that. And finishing up with Bitcoin, which is pulling back. Now, I was expecting a wave 5 to end a bit higher than this. I was really looking for closer to the 10,000, that 61.8 level, and the 10,000 psychological level. But at the moment, anyway, it's looking like the 9,000 psychological level is kind of doing the same thing. And those big 1,000 round numbers are a big deal in Bitcoin, certainly. So this might be it. We might have had a wave 5 there, and maybe we're starting a correction. But we'll have to see. It's going to depend if there's further downside from here, or if we turn around and go higher, in which case maybe this was just a wave 4, maybe in the wave 5, wave 4 or 5. Could be something like that. So we'll just have to wait and see what's going to happen. We do have clearly a divergence as price went higher and the oscillator went lower. So that's a little concerning. MACD line is below the signal line, trending downwards, and the 13 EMA has turned around, is pointing down. Of course, we're still well off the 50, so definitely still the bulls are very much in control right now. Yeah, on the 60-minute time frame, price is below the 50, but the oscillator has been gaining in strength and gaining in strength, and right now it is pretty much right at the zero line, and the MACD line is above the signal line and climbing. So short term, it's looking like the bulls are wanting to be in control. They're trying to take control away from the bears. And you can see that on the daily as well in the sort of the doji candle here and the sort of hammer doji, something like that here as well. So sideways indecision. We'll just have to see whether the buyers want it bad enough to start pushing it higher and especially break this high or not. Or if the buyers are going to stand by and wait for more of a pullback and let the sellers have it for a little while and maybe pull it back to the 50, something like that, give a new buying opportunity. Of course, there's also this buy zone down here below. All right, that is it for this morning. Take another peek at the S&P and pretty much right where we left it. It's just right at that 13 EMA. Divergent oscillator and all that. So we'll have to see what the open brings, which will be in 30 minutes. So buckle your seatbelts. It might be a bumpy ride this morning. It'll be interesting to see for sure. All right, that's it for me, Jonathan van Clute with Stock Navigators, reminding you again once more, make sure you press that thumbs up button, give us a like on the video, and subscribe to the channel to be kept up to date on what we are doing in the near future. We got some big things coming. So would love to keep you up to date on that. Throw any feedback you've got, anything at all, comments, signals you want analyzed, questions, anything like that. Throw it in the comments. Definitely love to take a look at that and see what I can do to help you out in your trading. I'm going to go get ready for our premium trading room this morning. So those of you who will be there, I'll see you there in a few minutes. All right, everybody else, take care, trade well today, and I will see you again on Friday. Have a good one. Bye-bye.